And that, my little pretties, was SpongeBob End Credits, a creepypasta written by TheAlMightyXbox. My final thoughts on this story? I actually remember Shadow Reader narrated this story sometime, I believe, was back in 2018 or something on his old channel before it was terminated. And I also do remember a few narrators who also narrated the story, such as Game Guy 8 Films, The Formidable Robot, and I do know for a fact that Dave the Useless also narrated this story. So I honestly have to say the story seems interesting, but it also looks like a pretty good concept. I mean, I like the concept and all, and I thought it was a pretty neat concept despite the fact that, it does have some cliches in there, but to be fair, I didn't really think this was bad. I honestly thought it was pretty good for what it is. It does have an interesting concept, and it does play a pretty good, it does play a good role in this, but if I gotta be honest, there are a few things that I didn't really care for. Was that the grammar was okay. I mean, it was not perfect, but it was not terrible. Because I did notice that there were a couple of run-on sentences in the story, so the story was a bit hard to read. I also do know for a fact that this honestly had, it's got pretty good potential for, the story. But I do wish that there was something maybe a little bit more to what could have been added into the story. At least in that way, this story would have, honestly helped out a lot more. Maybe that's just me, but I honestly have no idea. I honestly could definitely say that the story was not terrible, but definitely not perfect. I mean, I do like the concept of this story, and I do find it to be, rather amazing in that, especially for a SpongeBob story. But I do wish the grammatical errors, I noticed there was a few, could be fixed up, as well as the good grammar in that. But other than that, I mean, I do really find and wish that this story honestly maybe got fixed up a little bit. Maybe that's just me, but I personally think that despite the fact that this story honestly was, I didn't think it was that terrible or anything. I honestly do think that this story honestly had, some pretty good potential. But yeah, this story just didn't really, it's not really perfect. I mean, it's good, but I just also didn't care for some of the things. But another thing too is, what kind of credits was this episode from? Was it like the original credits, or was it like a scrapped? We don't really know, to be honest. That's been something I've been kind of wanting to know for a while, and that's been something that's been sitting in my mind for the long time. Now, to be completely honest, I mean, this story's not terrible. I mean, you guys can have your own opinions on it, and feel free to state your own thoughts and opinions. I really will respect your opinion. So, I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm gonna sit here and say, yeah. I'm gonna definitely say right now to the almighty Xbox, not a bad story. I mean, it's good, but it's not perfect. But that's just how I view this story personally. I don't remember if Shadow Reader reviewed this story or not. Maybe he might have, I don't remember. But yeah, that's how I think of this story personally. That's just my opinion. And like I said, if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas. And this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story is definitely going to be a 8 out of 10. Not terrible, not perfect, but it's actually one of the decent, good SpongeBob pastas. Maybe not by the best, but definitely something. So with that being said, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to this channel, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out. In 2013, 23 people received an email by a mysterious user who deleted their account days later. The email long contained a rant about the modern SpongeBob, which talked about problems that many people already know about, like how the characters are now incredibly stupid, or how the show is now spirited. Everyone who had received the email shrugged it off and thought of it that email was created and sent by some ranter who wanted to persuade people into agreeing with his or her opinion. However, one of the recipients posted the email on a Steam community forum, also explaining that someone sent the most pointless spam ever. This is when things got odd. People started asking their represent about out-of-place YouTube link buried within the drowning out rant. Apparently, the email had an unhyperlinked YouTube video right in the middle of the rant. This was odd since the email would always show a YouTube video at the bottom of the email, regardless as if it was hyperlinked or not, but this email never displayed a video or at the bottom of the recipient. But the only theory that anyone could come up with about was that email who was modded, who had hid the video from anyone who's seen and received the email. The representative then proceeded to contact the other 22 people about this link and its location. Soon enough, the receptionist then found the link and copied and pasted to the address bar. The video's content, however, was described was very disturbing, unnerving, and horrifying. The link reportedly led to a 1:30 long video with 5 views named The Credits Sequence, which was uploaded by a user jumbled in letters and numbers in their name. You know those kind, the people with names like 4037, 4483, or 192847. Those were the attempt to view the channel were unsuccessful since it would redirect to a 404 screen. The video started off with the end credits of SpongeBob. If you don't know what the end credits of sequence of SpongeBob is, it consists of red text and displays of names, indicating of what episode, the name of the staff, and their roles, and the yellow background with white flowers on it. Anyway, there's no indication of what the episode these credits are from. However, the part when the writers were credited in the show's name of Walt Dorman and Meriwether Williams, meaning that episode may have been somewhere in seasons 1 to 3, since they were only worked on SpongeBob for those seasons. The video continued with the normal credits sequence, showing the animators, the producers, and so on. For those who have watched the video, was nothing special, that was, until the video reached the 15-second mark. At the same moment, the viewers have reported to see the generic ukulele music have begun to echo to it, as if it was recorded and played in a large gymnasium. As the video reached the 27-second mark, the music grew eerie, piercingly loud, to the point where they could hear a low-pitched humming. What happened at the 30-second mark was terrifying. From what the viewers reported, they have heard screams within the music, some male, some female, and some that sounded like inhuman. The screaming intensified as the seconds went by, getting louder and louder, even with the overlapping each other. The visuals weren't pleasing either. On screen the background became eerily dark, and the words were now glowing white. The screen was now bouncing and changing colors, at this point like a damaged VHS tape. Purple static was also fading in and out of the shot, Even stranger, stock images of SpongeBob kept popping up on the screen at various areas while keeping the dark color effect. This went on until the 40-second mark, where it changed to the Untitled Plankton Pictures Inc. logo as it would normally usually do during the credits. The bouncing then became worse though during the sequence, and to this point where some of the viewers claimed that their video began chugging. The screen would often morph into the 5-second intervals and display a green bar at the bottom. Some viewers reported seeing figures of it moving in the green bar, and the audio had changed to a low buzzing sound, which had a blend of static to it, along with the deep voice and laughing. Not the demonic, but generally low pitch. This went on until the 1:15 mark, where the video froze for about 5 seconds, with a green large box blocking the bottom left section of the screen. The audio was also changed a bit to a blast of static. The low Nickelodeon Splat logo used from 1984 to 2009 then appeared with the copyrighted year reading 2002. The logo then stayed on screen for the rest of the video until it ended. Also at the 1:25, a very quiet whisper can be heard saying something, but nobody was able to understand what it said. After the video was discovered, the recipients who have viewed the video began acting strangely. According to the reports, they could have been following the consequences, becoming paranoid, stressed, and would become shaken due to taking the about of the subject of the video. The viewers reported hearing SpongeBob credits songs softly playing very quietly, and they would also claim to hear distant screams, the deep voice laughing, and the weird inaudible whisper. Ever since this incident, YouTube has deleted the video along with the user who uploaded it. Trying to find this video and this user would be pointless and would be rendered to no results. So don't be surprised when you don't find anything when you try to hunt down this video. After all, some things need to be removed.